Hello everyone. I, Ms. Bhavna Danesh Munod, welcome you all in Agricultural Development Trust, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sharda Nagar, Baramati. Good day, dear students. Last period we saw about types of money. In that we studied about animal money, commodity money, metallic money. In that standard full-bodied coins were there, token coins were there, paper money we saw plastic money, we saw electronic money. But for basic knowledge, also we should know, children, what is legal tender money and non-legal tender money. Now, legal tender money means what, children? The money which is backed by law and it cannot be refused in transaction by anybody on any ground. That is called as legal tender money. In India, all coins and currency notes are legal tender money. Means, children, suppose I am staying in India. So, India's currency is, we know, coins and rupees. So, that money will not be refused by Indian people. Anyway, I go in India. Anyway, that exchange of product commodity with that currency is everywhere applicable. So, that is called as legal tender money in any ground in India. And non-legal tender money, it is the money which is generally used by people in final payments, but there is no legal compulsion of acceptance. It can be refused. So checks, bills of exchange are examples of this money, and it is also known as optional money. So non-legal tender money means what, children? Now suppose, say a company has signed a contract with other party, but the thing is the other party has given check. Now it depends upon the company whether it will accept the check or it will refuse that check. Depends. That is called as non-legal tender money. Means you can refuse that money. It is not compulsory that you will take. No. Legal tender money, nobody can refuse. You have to take that particular paper currency cash in exchange. Non-legal tender money, it is not compulsory. If you want to refuse check, if you want to refuse bills of exchange, you can refuse it. That is called as legal and non-legal tender money. Now come to our next point in the chapter, children, that is called as qualities of money. So we studied types of money. Now come to qualities of money. So the qualities of money are as follows. The first one is general acceptability. Anything which is used as money is generally accepted by all for exchange purpose, children. Anything which is used for money, it should be easily acceptable as well as exchange. Then the second one is divisibility. So money should be easily divisible into smaller denominations to facilitate small transactions. So money, the quality of money is what? It can be easily divided. We can easily count it. We can easily calculate it. So first quality is what? Accepted by everyone. Second one is, children, divisible. Third one is durability. The meaning of durability is what? Long lasting. Long lasting. So this money should also possess the characteristics of durability, means what? Long lasting. So currency notes and coins, they are being used in repeatedly, and it shall continue for together on account of durability, means long lasting. Money is what? Long time durable. Then cognizability. What is the meaning of cognizability? Means whenever we see the money, children, we know that is Indian currency, easily identified. See, coins also we can easily identify, design is there. Then on a note, there are special marks. Say we have Gandhiji's photo on a currency. So when we have that identification mark, we can easily identify that is our Indian currency. So money cognizability means what? Money is easily recognized. So it should have certain distinct marks, so to avoid confusion by the receiving person. Then the next quality of money is, children, portability. Portability means what? Easy to carry from one place to another. Portable. Without any difficulty, without any expenses, without any inconvenience, money can be easily carried from one place to another. Then the next quality of money is what? Homogeneity. Homogeneity means what? As we can know, 5 rupees coin of same size and structure. 1 rupee coin is of same size and structure. That is same. If 1 rupee coin is there, it will have same size and shape. 5 rupees coin is there, same size and color, uniform. 10 rupees coin is there, same size and color. That is called as homogeneity. Then stability, next point. Now what is stability? Having a stable monetary value, that is called as stability. So money serves as a measure of value to exchange goods and services. Also it can be sold and purchased in future as per requirements. So money should have a stable monetary value. It will serve as a measure of value to exchange of goods and services, and these goods can be sold and purchased in future as per requirements. So the qualities of money are: it is easily acceptable, it can be transferred from one place to another, it is stable, it can be stored, it can be easily recognized, that is recognizable, it can be divisible, it can be malleability is there, it can be durable, economically it is high, it is elasticity, having elasticity, it can be changed, and children, homogeneity. So these are the qualities of what? Good money. So we have seen till now qualities of money. Now come to our next point in the chapter, children, that is functions of money. So what are the money functions? The first one, function of money is divided into two types: primary functions, secondary functions, and contingent functions. Three types actually. Functions of money are divided into primary, secondary, and contingent. Now what under primary functions? See, it comes medium of exchange. Now the most important function of money is to what? Serve as a medium of exchange. Any commodity can be purchased or sold for money. That means what? Whatever we will purchase from the market, any product, any commodity we will purchase from the market, it can be sold in exchange of money. That is called as one term, medium of exchange. Then the second one is measure of value or unit of account. So while money in that price is the value of a commodity or a service expressed in terms of money. So money enables to compare the prices of commodities. Different currencies are used to express the value of commodity in different countries. So example, every country will have different currencies, children. We have rupee in India, dollar is used in USA, pound is used in United Kingdom, Japan uses yen. So every country will have their own currencies. So rupee in India, dollar in USA, pound in UK, yen in Japan. So these are the what measure of value or unit of account. So income and expenditure of all kinds, assets and liabilities are stated in terms of money as a unit of account. So medium of exchange, measure of value of account is coming under primary functions. Now come to secondary functions of money. Now the secondary functions of money is, children, that is standard or deferred payments. Money can be used as standard of deferred payments. Now what happened under barter system? Taking loan was easy, but its repayment was difficult. As say, you have taken cattle and you have given grains, but we will not return that buffalo in that same condition. That cattle will not be, she will be used for 5 to 10 years. And if we go back to return her, who will be in loss? The owner who has given the cattle. So barter system was not actually a standard payment. We cannot exchange. Like in barter system, it was a loss. But money overcome this difficulty regarding exchange in goods of goods. So exchange in goods of cash money was a profit thing. So that payment to be made at a future date was called as deferred payment. And by serving as a standard measure of payment over time, money makes borrowing and lending easy. So due to money, what was happening? Borrowing and lending became easy, children. Now second, money acts as a store of value. Now money, what it does not only satisfies wants in the present, but it also makes provision for satisfaction of wants in future. So this is possible only due to savings. So according to Lord J.M. Keynes, he have told money is the link between present and future, children. So money can also be stored. Money is a store value, and due to Lord say it was possible due to savings. So according to Lord J.M. Keynes, money is a link between whom? Present and future. Then the third one is transfer of value. Now transfer value is what? Money enables transfer of value from one person to another and from one place to another. So real assets like building, plot, shop, agricultural land, etc. can be sold at one place and can be purchased at another place with the help of money. So transfer of value, that means money can be transferred from one place to another. So this is coming under which? Secondary functions, that is transfer of value from one person to another, from one place to another. So real assets like building, plot, shop, agricultural land, etc. can be sold at one place and can be purchased at another place with the help of money. So secondary functions we saw, money is as standard of deferred payments, money is a store of value, and money can be transferred. Now we come to the next point in the chapter, children, that is third functions of money, that is contingent functions. Now according to Professor Kinley, in the modern period, children, money played an important role almost in all economic transactions. So the contingent functions are: money is useful in measuring national income. So national income is expressed in money terms. So distribution of national income are done among the four factors, that is rent, wages, interest and profit. These are all used in terms of monetary exchange. What is monetary exchange? When you do some work and in return you get money, children, that is work done for monetary exchange. It comes in economic activity. So measurement of national income is a part of contingent function. So in that four factors of production are there, that is rent, wages, interest and profit. Then the next contingent function is basis of credit. Now commercial banks create credit money on the basis of primary deposits. So money provides a liquid base for creation of credit money. So commercial banks, what it does? It creates credit money on the basis of what? Deposits, primary deposits. So accepting deposits and lending or borrowing money is a function of bank, any bank. So here what they have told, money becomes a credit base for commercial banks and it provides a liquid base for creation of credit money. Then the third one is imparts liquidity to wealth. Now liquid asset, money is a liquid asset means what? Money can be converted into asset, children. As say suppose for example, I have 2 crores in bank. So what I will do, if I have 2 crores in bank, rather than keeping so much amount in bank, I will purchase a land of 10 acres. So that land will be my fixed asset. That means the money, whatever cash was there, paper money was there, I converted into fixed asset. That's why they call as money a liquid base. It can be converted into an asset. So they have told regarding example, a person can purchase gold. And if he wants, he can sell it and purchase government bonds and securities. Now next, regarding function, contingent function is estimation of macroeconomic variables. Now macroeconomic variables like gross national product is there, total savings are there, total investment is there, etc. can be easily estimated in monetary terms. So money facilitates government tax collection, preparation of budget, etc. So these are what contingent functions, money, children. Contingent functions, that is macroeconomic variables like GNP, gross national product, total savings, total investment, etc. And it can be easily estimated in monetary terms. So money facilitates government tax collection, preparation of budget, etc. So we studied about secondary functions, primary functions. Primary functions we have seen medium of exchange, measure of value of unit account. Secondary functions we have shown standard of deferred payments, store of value, transfer of value. Contingent functions is there, measurement of national income is there, basis of credit, imparts liquidity to wealth, estimation of macroeconomics variable. Now we will see what is black money. What is the concept actually of black money? Black money we all know, in short, children, illegal money. It is not shown in tax. That is called as black money. So black money is any money which is received in cash but not accounted for and for which tax is not paid to the government. That means black money is tax evaded income It can be earned through both legal and illegal means. Black money encourages illegal activities, children, such as corruption, bribery, black marketing, hoarding, etc. So all the illegal activities through which we get money, that is called as black money. On paper it is not shown. So, children, this creates obstacles in economic development. Economic, political, and social instability are created in the economy to black money. So, this black money demonetization is one of the tools which many countries have adopted. Now, if you remember, children, also demonetization before 5 to 6 years the government had announced. Demonetization means what? Whatever currency we were using previously, it has been totally banned and new currency came into existence. So we all have experienced this demonetization during Modi government. If you remember, where 500 and 1000 rupees were banned totally, new currency was told to us regarding new currency will be there. So this is called as demonetization. Why this thing happens? Due to demonetization, all the black money is removed from the country. They have a control on black money because of demonetization. So black money in short means what? Illegal money. So see, children, in this chapter we saw regarding secondary functions, contingent functions, concept of black money. Lastly, I would like to say a quote and end the chapter that without any qualities, any qualification, money may bring you all respect in society, but your own caring soul will deny to accept you with the same respect. Means, children, in short, I will tell you, we know money is required everywhere. Without money, we cannot survive. We have to have money in life. But money should not be your essential requirement too much. You should not be greed in money or you will do any illegal activity for money. So with money, you have a respect in society, but for your soul, be loyal, be legal to your soul, do hard work and earn money rather than doing illegal activities. So this quote is telling that only, that without any qualities, any qualification, money may bring you all respect in society, but your own caring soul will deny to that accept with the same respect. So thank you, children. Meet you in the next period. Till then, bye and thank you.